Hello, good afternoon. Yes, it's still afternoon. And welcome to my channel. I am Cheryl Deanne Suing, and I am an international keynote speaker, trainer, author, conference organizer. I wear many hats. My really purpose in this world is to really empower women to live the best life that they can live. That's what I've been putting this world to do, and that's what I've been pursuing. And yes, I'm in a different time today, a whole new time. It's 5 p.m. I want to try something differently because I need for the channel to grow. It's just on a standstill. So I want to invite whoever is looking in right now to like, subscribe, and share. Let's get this channel, let's get this whole party started. We need to have this program moving, right? We know that YouTube doesn't work well with all that algorithm, with all the likes and the subscribers. So I would love to invite all of you to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much for being here. Welcome to my channel. Today, I want to talk a little bit about being intentional who you become. I recently organized and hosted a conference on the 13th of this month, or weekend or so ago. I was entitled Becoming Who. And what's that all about? That was really about becoming the woman you need to be in this world, becoming the person. Let's just aspire to person. Becoming the person you need to be in this world. We have to be intentional about it. It's not something that happens by chance. It is something I really believe happens by us designing our destiny. Sometimes we do get gifts, unexpected gifts, but most of the time we have to decide ourselves what we want to do, who we want to become, and where we want to head. And in doing that, sometimes we have to really, well, most times, all the time, let me just correct that, all of the time, we have to be careful who we bring into our atmosphere, who we bring into our area of our life, who we bring into our homes, into our offices, into our existence. We need to be careful who we bring in there because that can either make or break who we become. A lot of us all the time, always just kind of follow, is a saying in Trinidad, follow fashion. We follow what's trending, we follow what's happening. And I'm not saying not to keep up to date with what's happening in the world or keep up to date with current affairs. What I'm saying is each of us, have to become who we are. We are each individuals. And I know the word authentic is being thrown around all over the place, and everybody is natural and everybody is who they want to be and all that kind of thing. But we really need to decide who we are. And there's nothing wrong with looking up to our heroes. There's nothing wrong with looking up to our mentors and our coaches. We need that. But the thing is, at the end of the day, we have to put our own spin on whatever we've learned from other people. The spin is we have to be who God put us on this earth to be, whoever we are destined to be. And like I said, most of the time, we have to be intentional. We have to decide it, plan it, work it out. If you want to become a doctor, what do you have to do? You have to go to medical school, right? So therefore, whatever you want to become in life, you have to pursue that. And sometimes it means changing lanes. Sometimes it means finding other persons to hang out with or associate with. Sometimes it means being a little bit bold, speaking up for who you want to be. Sometimes it means taking different turns. And the world is literally, I would say, in a mess. Let me tell you something. I'm not trying to criticize anybody. But I know that forgiveness is a real thing. And I feel that we live in a very unforgiving world. So I'll come back to that in a little minute. The question I have about our intention is when did freedom of speech and everyone having their own take on life go out the door? We were taught for so many years to be intentional about who we are and to allow everyone to have a voice. So people need to be themselves. People need to show up for who they are. And I honestly really believe in that. But for me personally, and I know a lot of people would not agree with me in that, there's so much racism in the world, and a lot of that comes from unforgiveness. Even from people who are Bible believing Christians who are supposed to be reading the scripture every day and living by it. There's too much unforgiveness in this world. There could never be so much dislike for one another and so much racism if there wasn't unforgiveness. Listen, we know things happened in history, right? We know that it didn't happen to us. We now have a chance to live life in a different way. Why don't we just live? I'm so tired of hearing all of these things about what happened to the our foreparents, what happened to this, what happened. It happened to them. You know, I always feel that things happen to us for other people to learn and grow. You know, we develop from our mistakes. When we get bruised, we allow ourselves to heal, and things get different for us. We cannot grow as human beings if we do not make mistakes and do not fall and bruise our knees. So I'm not saying it was fair what happened to our foreparents. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is it's time for us to live this life. Because like I repeat over and over again, this life is not a rehearsal. We're not coming back. I mean, I know there's some people who believe in reincarnation, but I don't. So I'm speaking for those who do not believe in reincarnation. If you believe in it, well, you go right ahead. But I do not believe in it. I feel we come through this earth but once, and because we're coming through this earth, we need to live. We cannot live if we keep looking in the rearview mirror. We cannot live if we keep thinking about what our neighbor did to us. We cannot live if we continue to think about what our foreparents did back then, what happened to our foreparents back then, what happened to them, those who were, you know, I'm not going to call and say anything, but you all know what I'm talking about. Those who were punished unfairly, those who were used unfairly, we know it happened. But we are here now. And as a result of others fighting for our lives, we are now able to live a certain way, live a certain quality, live a certain standard. So why don't we live it? If every single day we keep complaining about what happened in the past, how do we move forward if we continue to look back? Have you ever seen a race, like a sprint? What happens when the person who's leading looks back? It slows down their pace. We need to stop slowing down our pace and be who we are. Live for us. I'm not saying to forget everything, but if we forgive, we would not live so much in the past. The past is the past. We cannot change the past. We could really make an impact in the future, depending on where we go and how we do it. So I'm saying, let us move forward. All this racism and hate, I really do not understand it. I don't understand it. And the world seems as though it is just a place for aggravation. I looked at a video clip a couple of days ago with a medical worker leaving her place of work and getting on one of those public bikes. And let's say, for argument's sake, that the bike was purchased for someone else. These were young men. This was one young woman. I think there were 5 of them. What about gentlemanliness? What about manliness? What about allowing a lady to do something? Speaking to her kindly. What was that about? I saw in that racism, and I saw in it a lot of hatred for other people. People that God made. He made all of us. There's nowhere in the Bible I saw race. All this different color thing and stuff came from human beings. And if nobody starts to stop it, it will continue for time everlasting. We will leave this earth, I will leave this earth, and will still be happening. We need to learn to forgive. So maybe I should have called this You just this today's um contribution, forgiveness. Maybe I should have called it something else other than being intentional. But the being intentional means we could be intentional about forgiving. We could be intentional about living the life we ought to be living. We're not living if every day we are hating. We're not living if every day we're looking back at what happened before. There's so much of life to be lived. There's so much to do. There's so much I want to do, especially to help women to lift themselves up and stop looking at others. Every time they open their mouth, it's about Beyonce and it's about other people who they think are all that. Let me tell you something, there's only one God, and you have to become you. I'm not saying that we should not admire others, but admiration is one thing. But kind of living in somebody's shadow and always calling them as though they're better than you. Let me tell you something. You are not better than anybody, and nobody is better than you. Let me say that today. I want to say it again. You are not better than anybody, and nobody is better than you. You have to be yourself. Begin to refer to yourself as I am Cheryl, and this is who I am, and this is where I'm heading. Rather than always, do you think I'm Beyonce? Do you think I'm this one? Do you think I'm... No, I am not any of them. I am simply Cheryl Campbell Sewing, the woman God put here to do what I need to do here on this earth. So you need to begin to be who you are. So I'm speaking to the ladies now, and some of the men too, who keep looking for heroes and looking up to certain people who will always let it down. Mankind will always let each other down. That is the way we are built. We will always let each other down. And that's the truth. We have to learn to live for ourselves. There are persons we can get examples from, like mentors, and there are persons in society who really can learn some things from. But we should not try to be them. Each of us on this earth have a different thumbprint. Each of us on this earth have different DNA. We are all created differently. We are different human beings. Even twins, identical twins, have the different thumbprints. Why don't we understand that? Why do we keep looking to social media for life? Social media is not life. A lot of social media is a lot of fake, a lot of lying, right? I guess maybe that's why my channel is just at a standstill, because I'm not faking. I'm not bringing any sensationalism into the channel. I'm not bringing gossip and confusion to the channel. I jump at everything that everybody's saying. Everybody's finding people guilty before they even try. And the whole media, including the mainstream media, talking about this person as though they were there and they know for sure this person did this thing. And they're going on and on, people jumping on that bandwagon and all these, people just jumping on. The world is too full of sensation. We need to come back to real humanity. We need to come back to being real human beings who care, who know how to love, and that can only come from our heart wanting to forgive. Because let me tell you something, all those people who are criticizing, they're also saying all kinds of stuff. I want one of them to throw a stone if they think that they are perfect. No man is perfect. We all have flaws. We all fall short every single day. So therefore, we need not to be looking at other people. Before we throw a stone at somebody else, look at the plank in our eyes and see how much better we are than the other person. It might be something else. They might have committed an unaliving. Somebody might have done something else. But are we better than them? A sin is a sin. We all commit sins on a daily basis. We all do the wrong things on a regular basis. And I want us to understand that we are not perfect human beings, and we need to learn to love a little bit more. The world needs love, not likes. I mean, I want you all to like this channel, yes. But what we really need is love. If we have love and we understand who we are, we forgive, and not live in a shadow, live in a past, and live for all of the ugliness that is shown on television, in the movies, and especially social media. Now, I use social media. It's a good tool for my business. But I try to stay away from all the negativity. There's so much negativity in the world. All that video became viral. Honestly, young woman was even dismissed or suspended from her job because of a video. Why was it necessary to film that? Couldn't somebody have gone to rescue this woman? Why was it necessary to pick up a phone and record it and post it to TikTok and social media? Why was that necessary? If not for the sole purpose of making a sensation out of it, and for people like Ben Crump to come and say the things that he says, just to rile people up. And if people look at them squarely in the face, realize that all they want to do is make money off of you. They're causing you to be angry, to rile yourself up for no reason, and all they're doing is filling their pockets. Are they paying the bills for you when you get yourself into trouble? Is it necessary to film every single thing? Is it necessary to put every single thing on TikTok? Is it necessary to put everything on social media? Is it necessary to be so angry when somebody says something you don't like? To call them ugly, and I mean, I've been called all kind of names that I didn't agree with a certain young man who's now on MURD charge, and everybody's saying things about him. My theory about that whole thing, that if he is guilty, he's not guilty alone, and that's all I'll say about that part. Right? That's all I'll say about it. The other thing I want to talk about this afternoon is who we align ourselves with. There are people who are just takers. They lean on you and they suck you. They suck everything out of you and they bring nothing to the table. Now, I'm not encouraging anybody to be selfish. We ought to share and to give. Nobody's giving anything to keep for themselves. We ought not to be hoarders. But let me tell you something. Do not let people come and take your ideas and run with it. They can't start without you starting. When you start, they want to start to compete with you, which is an awful thing. We need to be completing each other, not competing with one another. Be careful who you connect with. If you have an idea, go to God with it. Go to your mentor with it or your coach with it. Please do not tell friends, your homie, your homegirl, because sometimes what they do, they hit you in the back with it. And they take your idea from it, or they start telling you things like, girl, that wouldn't work. Time's tough. It's hard out there. We just had COVID. No, people don't have money. People don't have money. Let me tell you something. That is a lie in the pits of hell. I did a conference, charged the smallest fee, just to cover costs and to cover the lunch and thing we were having. And I had a room full of women coming to that conference who were empowered and feel the need to step up to a different level in their life by coming there. And people wanted to trying to tell me, you're doing this now, but people might not be able to come. Why are you saying that? Why are you trying to throw water in my rice? Why are you trying to interfere with my flow? If God put something into my spirit to do it, let me do it. But you are now coming to trying to tell me that it wouldn't work, right? And I don't expect you to understand either, because guess what? The idea did not come to you. The idea was given to me. And because the idea was given to me, it is my idea. So I know my heart was given to me. So how dare you come and try to tell me that what was given to me was not the correct thing? Who are you? What can I see a woman or see a man, are you? Who are you? Really? We need to start minding our own business along with learning to forgive. Allow people to do what they need to do. Because let me tell you something. If I am doing something, and I want you all to do the same thing too. If you're headed down a certain road, because you feel that's where you need to go, and it's not working out for you, all you have to do is to take another course. Pivot, as the word people just love to use now. That word has been along for so long, but everybody wants suddenly is like a new thing. Pivot, change lanes, change your course, come back, rewind, and go again. That is the essence of life. Like last week I spoke about this with my friend when she was on with me. Life is not about convenience. Life is not about convenience. Everybody wants everything to happen for them right now, happen to them when they want it to happen. And Saturday is a bad day for the conference or the workshop. And Sunday is a bad day as well. They have to go to church. Monday is a bad day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all bad days because they have to go to work. The next week is a public holiday. Next week I have to go to my child's school. Next week I have to do this, do that. But let me tell you something. If you want something badly enough, you're going to get up from where you are and you're going to do it. You're going to be intentional. because that's who you want to become. And they're going to make the space for it. Because I don't know, all of the workshops and all the coaching I've been to, let me tell you something, none of it was convenient. Not one session. I didn't have the money for the airline ticket. I didn't have the money for the hotel. But guess what? I sacrificed something so I could get to do that. I couldn't get time off from work. And I took the time without pay to go and do what I need to do. Because at the end of the day, my intention is to be good at what I do. My intention is to become a world-class speaker. My intention is to be the best at my workshop. That's my intention, to help other women learn and grow while I continue to learn and grow. How will I do that if I don't get the right coaching? How will I do that if I do not connect with the right persons? How do I get it if I don't find myself in the right spaces, among the right people, and make the right connections? How will I become the person I want to become if I don't get it from where I am and do it? If I wait for every single thing to be, convenient, the right time, the right money, the right everything. The only thing I know you need to be right with all the time is showing up. And showing up right. Showing up and showing up right. Because I always say, part of my workshop, part of everything I say, my mantra is that first impressions matter. How you show up is important. The world is way too impolite. We need to come back to some politeness. It's so bad sometimes when people tell you thank you nowadays, or tell you please, or smile at you, it's like a surprise. Because everybody is so angry. The whole world is so racist and awful and fighting, and all of the ugly things are being shown on TikTok and everything else. Why are we like that? Why? There's a whole new community now rising up against human beings, other human beings, that they feel that they want to be like. I'm amazed every time I hear the conversations and I see the confrontation of someone at Starbucks recently. And it's unbelievable. We are supposed to now all be walking psychics. So when you see me, you know exactly how to address me. When I see you, I know exactly how to address you. I have a solution to that. There's a Trini saying, in Trinidad here. You're growing up. Instead of calling somebody by name, you say, hey, you. Hey. To me, that's offensive. But at least that way, you will not be addressing the person with the wrong pronoun or the wrong whatever, however they want to be called. It's a human being. Or do you say, hey, human? It's just confusing. I've been on this earth so long, and we never had that. How did we exist with all of this new thing? How did we get to this? How did I get to this stage of my life without that being a mainstream factor? How did it happen? How? Why? How did it happen? Because it did not exist. And every single day I look around and I said, people, Christians, God is under attack. So all of this is trying to say that there's not a God. That the crazy creator who created this heaven was crazy and he did not know what he was doing. So all this confusion in people's mind is all denying. I take it as a direct confrontation to Christianity, a direct confrontation to God. And it has nothing to do with religion or religious belief. Right? I don't know if people don't believe that there's a creator. When I sit and I look at the birds, I look at a plane in the sky, and I just look at the moon something at night, I know that some superior being, more superior than all of us here on this earth, created that. How did the first human being get on this earth? Some say evolution. But how did the first animal come here to begin to evolve into human beings then? That's what, for an argument's sake. We need to think. And stop allowing people to get on TikTok and get on social media and sow nonsense into our minds and sow foolishness into our minds and tell us things that we know are not true. Make us look at a human being in their face that look like something but want to be called something else, and upset because we're not we do want to do it, or we decide to ignore them. They are saying that we have phobias where they are concerned, but they not see the phobias they have where we are concerned because we don't understand them. So I must understand you, or else I have a phobia. But because I don't understand you, you don't understand that I don't understand you, so you don't have a phobia. To me, it goes both ways. If there are phobias, all of us have the phobias. It's across the board, I will say so. But I have no phobia. I have sense, I have a brain, I have eyes to see, I have ears to hear. And I have that sense of knowing who God is. And I know God is not a God of mistakes. He did not make mistakes. Mankind is trying to tell us that God was not smart, and he made a lot of mistakes, and that they are right and we are wrong. And they are wrong and we are right. And God is God and does not make mistakes. And that's what I'll say about that. That's all I have to say about that. So I hope that this time that I'm coming on at 5 on a Monday afternoon will work better for the algorithm and YouTube, and that I will have some more subscribers. I will welcome comments, and I have more some people listening in. Someone popped in it earlier. I don't know, maybe it's YouTube. And if it's YouTube, I am happy that you were here. Please push my videos out. I have something to say. I have a voice too. I have something to say. It's not confusion. It's not going to be showing any fighting videos. I'm not going to be showing shade at anybody. I'm just speaking the truth. The truth is the truth. We need to forgive. We need to love more. And we need to speak the truth. Stop allowing people to make us tell lies. Stop allowing people to pull wool over our eyes and tell us what we're seeing is not the right thing. Stop allowing people to throw shade at us and tell us we have phobias, when they're the ones with the phobias. Because phobia is a fear, right? A phobia is a fear. They're the ones who fear that they're not being recognized for what they're trying to push to us. So the phobia is the other side. Those who calling people whatever kind of phobia, they're the ones with the phobia. Because I have no fear. I could tell you something, that I am sure of who I am. I am sure of where I'm heading. I am sure what my purpose and mission is on this earth. I am sure of who I am and what I am supposed to be doing. Very certain. I don't need anybody to tell me what I need to do. I don't need anybody to direct me in anything except my coaches and my mentors and my good mental state, my ability to discern and see and read and hear for myself. And I also know that forgiveness is an important thing in my life, because I'll tell you something. I cannot live. I don't anybody's worth me living and sitting around and thinking about something you did in the past and living forever in perpetuity, worrying about something you did in the past and hating you because of that and hurting up my heart for nothing, when I can live and love and celebrate life and love my children that God gave to me. Wonderful sons who I have no problem with whatsoever. Right? We're brought up to love and respect every human being, even those you do not agree with. I tell them, let me tell you something. We have to agree with everybody. We have to not agree. We have to live with everybody and respect everybody. That's what we have to do. Or not to be discriminated against anybody. If you're working in a job and somebody's living a life you don't agree, that is not your business. As long as they don't bring it to you and try to influence you. And they come to influence, let them know, listen to me, partner, listen. I respect you for who you are. And I need for you to respect me for who I am. So I'm going to close off this show or broadcast by saying, let us be intentional of who we become. It starts first with forgiveness, which will help stop the rage of racism all over the world. Let us learn to respect each other instead of transferring our fears to others and saying other people have fears. Let us be careful of who we surround ourselves with. Let us be intentional, really intentional, of being upstanding human beings on this earth. Because like I said, all of us passing through here once. Unless you believe in coming back a second time, well, hats off to you. My belief, and those who believe what I believe, is that we're coming through here once, When we are done here, we are done here. I believe in the afterlife, but I know there's a time for that. Nobody has gone to heaven. I know preachers preach it all the time. I don't know where they got that from. It's not written in my Bible. Everybody's waiting for the second coming. So I'm going to wait when my time comes. But in the meantime, I am going to live. I am going to live life more abundantly. And I'm going to ask you all to do the same thing too. So please, like, subscribe, share this channel. I really need for it to go, for us to have some really solid discussions around who we are. We need to have some solid, on point discussions, because somebody has to be sane enough to speak the truth. And there are others who I follow. Somebody need to be honest enough to speak the truth. Speak up. Say what the truth is. Do not call a fork a spoon. Let us be honest and speak the truth. The truth is the only thing that makes us free. So until the next time, I'll see you all again, same channel. I'll be looking for the views and the likes. Like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you all the next time. Learn to love and forgive. Take care.